It appears the media have now changed their minds. Originally they said Herbert Diess was not fired from Volkswagen. They've now changed to saying, yes, he was fired, and he was fired because of this reason. Is it true? Is it really the reason why he was fired? Well, let's have a look at what they're saying. Then I'm going to give you my take and tell you whether or not I think they're full of crap or whether or not they are actually correct. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Great to see you. It's an awesome day. Another amazing day on planet Earth. Isn't it awesome to be alive right now? In 2022, who would have thought we'd be saying that? I mean, 2022, and the world is a better place than it's ever been. Yes, there's lots of problems, but we have now so many solutions. And the thing is, right, if you are purely objective, the world is actually better in almost every measure compared to what it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 1,000 years ago. Volkswagen, are they better off though without Herbert Diess? Well, you all know my opinion. You know what I think. You know that I, as a Tesla investor, am praying to the gods of whoever, whatever God you follow, whatever religion you believe in. I'll be more than happy to pray to that God, so that Herbert Diess will be hired by Tesla. That's what I want to happen. So you can clearly see here where my sentiments lie when it comes to a man I greatly admire and respect. Herbert Diess is that man. Should he have been fired? Well, let's have a look at what the media is saying he was fired for. Although, like I said, they've changed their minds. They're no longer saying he left as a mutual parting of ways. They've changed the story. It's now he was fired. Now, I want to make out the point. Let's be very clear here. The media said he wasn't fired. All of them said it. Every major publication I read said he mutually parted ways. I said they all lied and he was fired. Now they've all changed their tune. All of a sudden he was fired. So, do you really believe what they're telling you? Yeah, I'm not so sure I believe anything the media tells me. But this is what they've said. Volkswagen Group's decision to remove Herbert Diess from the position of chairman of the group board of management last week came as a surprise to many. Not the Electric Viking or viewers of this channel, I'm sure. But the signs that something was brewing at the top of the company were there for some time. Now, if you're new to the channel, I should point out, I've said on this channel a number of times Herbert Diess would be fired by Volkswagen. I've said it was imminent, and I was accused of clickbait. I was accused of clickbait for saying that. Nobody is saying, hey, sorry, Electric Viking, you didn't clickbait us. You were right. Nobody. People don't do that. They don't say, I take responsibility for my actions. I accused you of something and you were right. But it is kind of satisfying to see this play out this way. Now, as I mentioned, and as the media have failed to point out, Herbert Diess was already stripped of key responsibilities and had become a puppet at Volkswagen as of December 2021. He had been overseeing the CARIAD software division ever since, and it would appear the unit's poor performance brought his downfall. Now, okay, let's just examine this on real value here. Let's use our deductive reasoning. Does this make any sense to you? Come on, really. So the union hates the guy. They try to get him fired. They have the board meets. They say, oh, we'll keep you, but we're going to strip your powers. You're just a figurehead now. Send you off to China. Rolf Brandstatter takes basically the lead role in Europe of the company. He gets pushed aside, Herbert Diess, to become the leader of the software division, essentially, and the Chinese division leader. And you're telling me that because of his performance in software, over the last few months, he was fired. Not because the union already tried to get him fired 6 months ago. That had nothing to do with it. It doesn't add up, what I'm hearing. But maybe I'm missing something. If I am, please let me know in the comment section below. I'm more than happy to learn. Bloomberg reports that Diess was blamed for the severe software development delays that set back the scheduled launches of key new Porsche Macan EV, Audi Project Artemis, and Bentley electric vehicles. And of course, Volkswagen vehicles, they were delayed as well for months. They had cars sitting in car parks, thousands of them, because the software wasn't working. That was unacceptable to the company, as software problems had also postponed the debut of Volkswagen's ID models. Customers were having to drop off their cars at dealers for updates instead of having them installed over the air. Now, very strangely, the media said almost nothing about these software issues. I was one of the few publications to actually report on them, and I didn't even find this stuff out from the media. I found it out from customers sending me emails and contacting me about it. All of a sudden, the media knows everything about it. Seems weird. While the Cariad fiasco may have been the final straw that broke the camel's back, it wasn't the only one. The CEO's hard-nosed leadership style made him increasingly isolated at the company. Obviously, bringing in Elon Musk to try and motivate the company wasn't a good move in Germany, especially after repeated clashes as well with Labour leaders over his warnings that Volkswagen was losing out to Tesla and needed to cut thousands of jobs. Well, that's not really what happened. That's what Inside EV says, but what really happened was he was trying to motivate the company to be more efficient. He was pointing out that Tesla can make an EV in 10 hours. It takes Volkswagen 30 hours. If they didn't improve that number, they would have to fire people. He was trying to motivate the company, motivate the management, motivate the directors to improve efficiency of the company. Of course, nobody liked that. They didn't like their feathers getting ruffled. However, the media says that it was the failures of the Cariad software unit that ultimately made Diess's position untenable in the eyes of the people that saved him from being ousted in December 2021. The powerful Porsche and Piech families that control Volkswagen Group. They could no longer support Diess and plotted his ouster while he was on a US trip last week, Bloomberg reported on the 24th of July. The top committee of Volkswagen's supervisory board, consisting of representatives from the Porsche and Piech families, officials from the German state of Lower Saxony, and Labour leaders, determined that Diess's time was up on the 20th of July, according to people familiar with these deliberations. He was then informed about the decision around lunchtime the next day, still jet-lagged from his visit to Volkswagen's factory in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Diess was given 24 hours to respond, and he decided it was time to go after consulting with legal advisors. On July the 22nd, Volkswagen Group made the decision public. Now, this paragraph here that I've seen all over the media doesn't make any sense. It doesn't add up. I mean, what does this mean? He was informed about the decision around lunchtime the next day, still jet-lagged from his visit to Chattanooga factory in the US. He was given 24 hours to respond, and he decided it was time to go. So they fired him. He was given 24 hours to respond, and then he decided it was time to go. That doesn't add up. Somebody's just making stuff up here, printing it, and hoping it sticks. Diess's downfall is a stark reminder of the challenges facing leaders of industrial giants trying to modernize in the digital age. Now, obviously, this is a massive effort. Volkswagen is enormous. There are so many divisions, so many brands, so many personalities, so many precious feelings to hurt. And frankly, so many people that actually should be fired and that probably haven't been. Modernizing a company for this enormous disruption that's happening right now requires bringing in talent and building skill sets outside an automaker's traditional areas of expertise. Diess has said that many times. Profound changes like these often cause conflicts of interest within a company. The Porsche Piech clan decided to bring Porsche brand CEO Oliver Blume in Diess's place, with a new boss to take over on this 1st of September when Diess officially formally leaves. So people are saying, right, that Blume is a long-time Volkswagen Group executive. He's more of a team player. He's not going to ruffle people's feathers. He's going to say the right thing. He's going to play the political game in a better way than what Diess has been doing. Now, Diess tweeted, "Thank you all colleagues at the thousands of Volkswagen Group and other brands locations everywhere in the world. Well done. Enjoy the break. We're in good shape for the second half of the holidays." Now, he actually tweeted that a day after he was fired. So good on him, man. That's pretty nice of him. But it's very interesting to hear what he said. The thousands of locations, thousands. The Volkswagen Group is enormous. It's one of the biggest companies in the world. I mean, they have Audi, Skoda, Seat, Bentley, Porsche, and a range of other brands as well. It's complicated. It's political. And frankly, it's a place where Diess was butting heads. He wanted to transform the company faster. The company didn't like it. Him getting fired has nothing to do with their software division. That is just a complete load of baloney. If you believe that, sorry, but you'll just believe anything the media will tell you and just get spoon-fed nonsense. It's clearly not true. We've seen this happening for a year, and it wasn't the software division. Sure, may have played a part, but it definitely wasn't that in isolation. Really, this news of this software issue, that apparently that was the reason for him getting fired, that hasn't just come out. That's only just come out after the company already wanted to fire him, after the labor leaders, the union wanted to fire him because they're afraid of losing jobs. They're afraid of losing workers. They're afraid of what the electric disruption is going to do to Volkswagen, and not to just Volkswagen, but to Mercedes, to BMW, right? To the automotive industry. Germany relies on this for a massive percent of its economy. Massive. Herbert Diess was fired because he ruffled feathers. He wanted to get Volkswagen to make more EVs than Tesla, and frankly, the company doesn't like change. He was the face of change. Now, frankly, I'm happy this happened because I gave up on Volkswagen a while ago when we all found out that they wanted to fire him simply because he was trying to get the company to change to the future, trying to get them to go from selling analog cameras with film to digital cameras, or, old Nokia 3310s to new smartphones. The company resisted it. They resisted it. And you know what? I said, that's it for me and Volkswagen. I don't believe this company is going to be successful. And what happened since then? Since I've been reporting in this way, well, Volkswagen's electric vehicle sales have been okay, but they haven't improved at all. Their growth has been abysmal. It's been very poor in comparison to their competition. Who are their competition? Tesla, BYD, China. Look at the growth in China of electric vehicle sales. It's enormous. How much of a part has Volkswagen played in that? A very small one. And guess what? That's 40% of Volkswagen's global market. 40%. 50% of all their revenue comes from China, and they're dying in China. Was it Diess's fault? No. Will Diess do a great job at Tesla in playing the political game? Yes. He doesn't need to fight anyone. He doesn't need to fight the unions. He doesn't need to fight management. He doesn't need to fight anyone. He and Elon can use their brilliant minds, work together. They both have different skill sets. Elon's a bit more of a loose cannon, but he's a genius. Diess is disciplined, solid, works hard, says the right things, and he'd be a good face. He'd be a good leader of the company. Those two together, in my opinion, would be absolutely unstoppable. I'm praying that it's going to happen. Thank you for firing him very much, Volkswagen. I appreciate what you did. You've opened the door for Tesla. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and let me know, what do you think about my analysis? Am I right? Am I wrong?